How you doing? I'm Matt with MonitorReviews.com, and this is the Surface Go and what I think about it. Hey, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Hit that thumbs up for me. I'd really appreciate that. If you share this on your social media, I'll give you a virtual fist bump because that helps me out a lot. Hey, don't forget to check that description down below. I've put links to this device as well as some show notes and useful information down there. So why Surface Go? Why would you want this? Well, I had an iPad Pro, first generation, 12.9, and then I found that it was just laying on my nightstand and I wasn't using it. I wanted something portable that I could take with me. The 12.9 inch was too big for me to take on a daily carry. I wanted something that was lightweight, that I could run full programs on. Hello, Surface Go. So that's why I got this. I use it almost daily. The battery life could be better. It's at about 4 or 5 hours. That doesn't affect me. I use it 1 or 2 hours at a time during the day. Charge it up at night, no issues for me. The pen works great. I think this pen works better than the iPad Pro that I had, and its pencil. The iPad and the iPad Apple Pencil felt like you were, it was really slick, like you were writing on glass. This has a little bit more texture to it when you're writing. You can feel it drag a little bit. I prefer that. The keyboard works great for me. I enjoy typing on it. I enjoy that this kickstand has many angles. I like that it's lightweight. I like that you can use it as a tablet, but I wouldn't recommend it. This is a laptop, and it should be used as a laptop. Windows as a tablet mode is just not that great. But that doesn't bother me because I don't use it as a tablet. I use it as a small laptop. I have a Dell XPS 15, voila, that I use daily for any heavy tasks, video editing, photo editing, things like that. That's what that's for. This is for browsing the internet, Word documents, Excel documents, email, watching videos. Maybe some light, which I have done light photo editing in Affinity Photo for making YouTube thumbnails. That's about it. Multiple layers and things like that probably wouldn't work that well. But if you're looking for something as a daily driver, this is a good device. So long as you don't need anything for heavy lifting. It's not going to do gaming. It's just not made for that. The Dell XPS 15 does pretty good for gaming. I've not even loaded the game on here, so I guess I'm talking out of turn, but I wouldn't recommend this for gaming. This Alcantara cover, this is burgundy. I like the burgundy color. This feels like a suede, is what it feels like, if you're wondering what that feels like. The keyboard is a chiclet style. It has good responsiveness to it. I like it. I like the keyboard. I don't have any issues with the keyboard. The screen is super bright and super crisp. It auto rotates, as you can see. I don't have any issues with the screen. I think that the text is nice and crisp. I like that. I like the screen. The iPad has a higher PPI, but I have no issues with this at all. I like that I can run full Chrome on here. That's one of the main reasons I got this, is internet and full programs. Chrome is one of them. I can use it easily. It works. It's great. Keyboard, it attaches with magnets. It stays on there well. It's very strong magnets. As you can see the screen is very reflective. It's mirror-like, so it's a really glossy screen. So bright sunlight, things like that. Outdoors, you may have some issue there. Indoors, I rarely have any issue, and I actually rarely notice it until I started trying to point it out for the video. But it's a little more pronounced in the video, I think, because of the angle. You can angle it to where it's kind of minimized, but it also will catch light. So you can see the reflection of our light fixture in the ceiling there. So it does catch light. It's a nice glossy display, but I think the colors look great on it. I don't have any issues with it. I think for the price, this is an excellent device if you know what you're getting. So we'll talk about size. This is a 10-inch device sitting on top of an XPS 15. You can see right there that the size, it's significantly smaller. Of course, it's less powerful than the 15. But this is, if you want something portable to carry around, like I said, coffee shops or students going to class, this thing is perfect, I'm telling you. Is it lappable? I think so. I don't have any issues with it. I've seen people complain about the Surface devices not being lappable. It's small. It's 10-inch computer. You have to understand that it's 10 inches. so that it is small, so you have to keep your legs closer together. But having your legs propped up, or even if you're sitting normally, to me, I don't have any issues with it. If I've got my feet up, which normally I do when I'm watching TV, I don't have any issues. It's perfect. I can type on it. I can use the trackpad easily. To me, it works great for this environment. It's about the same size as a regular iPad, a 9.7 or a 10-inch iPad. So if you're used to having something like that around, this will work just very similar as far as the size. This is my first Surface device. I would buy another one if I had to. I would buy one of the bigger Surface. My daughter has a Surface, regular Surface Pro, and loves it, and I think it works excellent. I've been very pleased with this. I was worried about the screen or the resolution on the screen, that the text and stuff wouldn't be large enough, but I have had no issues. I have no issues reading with it or having things big enough on the screen or display. The way it comes set with the standard resolution, it works. I mean, it looks great to me. So my favorite thing about the Surface Go is the portability. That's why I bought it, was because it's so portable, it's so small, and it's so powerful for the size. I don't think you're going to find a computer this small that has as many features and works as well as this thing does. It just works great. If you want to take notes, you can take them in several different ways. This keyboard flips over, the stand goes back, and you can take your notes right there. I think this is an excellent device if you're watching TV or if you're taking notes. If you're in class and you're sitting at a desk, you can have it at any angle and you can take your notes. That magnet's strong enough to hold that on there. I put it in my bag and carry it with me, and this stays on there. I don't have any problem with it falling off. It's a pretty strong magnet. I mean, it's not going to hold the weight of the Surface, but it does store there nicely. I think that's a nice feature. Is it as lappable as a laptop? Of course not. But this is a 15-inch laptop, you know, so don't expect it to be a 15-inch laptop. It's not. But it's a great device. I can't say enough of great things about it. Do I wish it was a little bit more powerful? Of course. You always want more power, right? So the battery life could be longer. It's at 4 hours, 5 hours, give or take, depending on what you're doing. I don't use Edge. A lot of people say that you can get more battery life on Edge. I tried to use it. I don't find it. I just don't like it. I've got everything in Chrome, and everything syncs back and forth nicely between my laptop and this. I do enjoy the keyboard. I think the keyboard, it's a nice keyboard. It really is a nice keyboard. It types nicely. I don't have any issues typing. I don't feel cramped when I'm using it. I type quite a bit on it, and I don't feel cramped at all. The only time I feel cramped a little bit is using the trackpad. It seems sometimes you run out of a little bit of space, but it's not something that gets in the way or takes away from the device. I guess if they made it a little wider, it would be better. It does have a nice click to it if you're using the trackpad. So the keyboard, the scrolling and everything works really well on this. This is Microsoft's website on the Surface Go. 2-finger scrolling works well. Like I said, the trackpad works great. Keyboards are nicely spaced for a small device like this. I don't have any problems typing on it. As far as the tablet goes, the screen is not responsive, as you can see, in tablet mode. Or as a tablet, it's not in tablet mode. You can go to tablet mode here, and it works just about the same. It's still got that skip and stutter. Hey, I've seen a lot of people compare this to an iPad Pro or an iPad, a regular iPad. They'll say that, this device is overpriced at the 128 gigabyte model because it's $499. Then you have to add the keyboard, and then you have to add a pen if you want to. Well, you know what? If you're buying a $329 iPad, you're not getting the keyboard. So you have to think about that. You got to go to an iPad Pro, which are now $799, I think, starting out. Then you got to buy the keyboard, then you got to buy the pen, just like you do with this. So it just depends on what you're wanting. If you're wanting a portable computer, then this is the way to go. It works great. I have this cover on the back because I didn't want it to it started getting scratched up right around the camera from my tile countertops. So I went and bought this decal from decalgirls.com. It's just a flat black cover for the back. The handwriting on this thing is really, really good. I think it's better than the iPad Pro. The tip of this pen's a little more grippy on the screen than the iPad Pro was. The iPad Pro just felt like it was just slick and sliding all over the place. This has a little texture to it, so you can actually draw with it. I'm not an artist. You can write and take your notes, things like that. A lot of people like that you can do shading with it. It's pressure sensitive. You can also, it's tilt sensitive. So it works well. I think for what you're getting, I mean, I don't think you can beat this. This is such a good deal. So I mean, you got everything right here. This is OneNote. I use OneNote quite a bit. You can use this as a cursor or a mouse or a touch device, whatever you want. Or you can use your finger, you can use the trackpad. So watch this video. This is one of my videos on my other channel, 731 Woodworks, if you're interested in that. Flag wall art. Let you hear the audio.
For a teacher's gift. It has the Pledge of Allegiance inscribed on it. My wife done the lettering. You've got somebody, or for yourself, if you're good with a pen.
See how fast apps load on here? This is, I got Chrome running right now. But Word, there it is. Excel, same thing. Just a couple seconds and they're open. So I mean, it's really snappy. Like 9 to 5 Toys is pretty, it's got a lot of pictures, got a lot of content on it to load. It loads pretty quick. I mean, if you try to scroll extremely fast, you'll see a little stutter with this laptop, but I mean, if you're browsing normally, you don't see all that. I don't have any experience with the lower end model, the 2 gigabyte, 64 gigabyte of memory, I think is what it was. I don't have any experience with that, so I can't tell you that that's good or bad. But this 128 4 gigabyte, I think it's well worth the $499. I think that a lot of people are going crazy over the price. I've seen on several videos about how it's overpriced. I don't think it's overpriced. They try to compare it to the $329 iPad, a $329 iPad. That's not a fair comparison, in my opinion. For one, they're two different devices. One's a tablet, and this is not a tablet. It's got tablet features, but using it as a tablet's painful, and I don't like it as a tablet. But as a computer, I think it's a great little device. You got all the things you need with a computer. The battery life is decent. It's not great. 4 or 5 hours usually on a charge. The charge takes an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's fully charged again. So it charges back quickly. I don't have any problems with battery life because I don't use it extended periods of time without power nearby. I use it in the house. Perfect for the couch, browsing, the internet while you're watching TV. I take it with me when I go to work, jot down little notes, handwritten notes and things. I use it for Word and Excel, email, web browsing, video watching. That's what I use it for. That's why I bought it. For that purpose, it works great, and I'm extremely happy with this Surface Go. I recommend this if that's what you're going to use it for. I like this Alcantara material. It does tend to pick up lint and things like that, but it seems to be easy to clean. You just wipe it. I would recommend a skin for the back or something, because this silver material is made out of, and the back scratch is extremely easy, especially around that camera. When I first saw that, I knew then I needed something, so I ordered this skin for the back. It was like 10 or 15 bucks, I don't remember. The kickstand I really like. It goes all the way down like that, or pretty much flat. And then of course, any angle. I like that. So who is the Surface Go for? I think it's for students. I think it's for someone as a second computer. I wouldn't say that this would be a primary computer unless all you do is browse the internet and watch video. If that's what you do, or take notes, Word, Excel, stuff like that, if that's what you do with it, perfect. You'll never need nothing else. If you do photo editing, video editing, any gaming, you'll need something other than this. But as a second computer or a light use computer, this is perfect. I highly recommend it. I say go click the link down below and go buy it now. I do not regret buying this. I think it's one of the better purchases I've made as far as technology goes. This is it's a great device, and I'm very happy with it. I thought when I sold my iPad Pro that I had made a mistake because I sold it to fund the purchase of this. And when I got this, I was very pleasantly surprised. And I haven't missed the iPad. I don't own an iPad now. I still have an iPhone, but I don't even have an iPad. I don't see any need for me to have an iPad if I have this. All I did on my iPad was browse the internet, do email, and watch videos. So to me, and it was a 12.9, so it was a bigger device than this. And this 10-inch is, gosh, I can't tell you how much I like it. I mean, I'm very impressed with it. I've seen tons and tons and tons of reviews online before I bought it, which almost steered me away from buying it because they were saying it's overpriced, you can get this or that for the price, but they were always something else with that price. It was either a bigger device or a slower device or just a little bit more money you can get a Surface whatever, Surface Pro or this computer or that computer. Well, for the price this is, in this price range for this device, I don't think there's a better one out there. I looked at several tablet options, and to me this, as far as, I'm not using it as a tablet, and I don't recommend it as a tablet, but I do recommend it as a portable computer or a second computer. Take that for what it's worth, but this is, to me, is one of the better devices that I've owned, including iPads. And I've had several iPads and an iPad Pro. I mean, if you're doing iPad specific tasks, or if you have apps that you like on the iPad, then this isn't going to replace that. But if you're just using it for internet and email and things like that, then this will replace it easily. And I think you'll be happy with it. I like the fact that, I hadn't said it yet, but this keyboard is detachable, and it sticks on there really well. So it is detachable, and when you detach it, if you're watching a video and you just want the device, it's thin. It's as thin as an iPad, as far as I can tell. The speakers get really loud, so you don't have any issues with that. There's stereo speakers, one on each side. It's a lightweight device. Like I said, I can't say enough things about it. I'm happy with the purchase. I bought it with my money, and I do not regret it. So with the Surface Go, the keyboard, and the pen, it was around $750, I think, if I remember right. You can't get that for an iPad. The iPad Pro 10-inch is going to cost you $799, and that doesn't include a pen or a keyboard. So if you're looking for a device similar to this to draw, to take notes with, go get the Surface Go. I'm telling you, I don't know how else to tell you. This is a great device. It's not going to replace a full computer or a full laptop, but it will be a great second device. When I was looking to buy the Surface Go, there was a few things I wanted to know, because I kept seeing that it was too slow, that it was overpriced. I don't find any of those things to be true. The battery life, 4 to 5 hours, as people said, yeah, that's true. It could stand some better battery life. If they could get this thing up to 8 hours of battery life, it'd be no question on what to get, and it would be this. I still say this is the one to get if you're looking for a device similar to this. What I like most about it is the size. That's why I went with this device, the size of it. I could have went with the Surface 12-inch. I didn't want that. I wanted this one, the 10-inch, and this works perfect for me. Haven't used the camera. I don't know if it takes great pictures or not. Maybe. I don't know that I would need a camera on something like this, but it's there if you need it. Everything feels well built. It's solid. This kickstand is smooth. It operates smooth. It doesn't feel flimsy at all. It feels like it's going to be good quality for quite a long time. I like the fact that it's smaller than a textbook for most students. It's a nice size. I like it. Hey, if you enjoyed this review, hit that thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you like it, drop a comment below and let me know what you liked about it. If you didn't like it, drop a comment below and let me know what you didn't like. If I left out anything on this review, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to see more about the Surface Go from me, drop a comment below and let me know what you want to see specifically.